starting in 5 seconds. All right, the recording has started. So this webinar, recording webinar will be in limited people, shared later on. It may not be in a public section, but we will share the address for the YouTube link because to this webinar for today for internal people and dealers team later on. So today, what I would like to show is regards to RasterLink 6 or RasterLink 6 Plus or 7, how you play around the special color layer creation and printing CMYK with white or sometimes clear or primer. Today I've got RasterLink, which is not plugged into any printers, but then I've got a printer pre-registered as a file, so we can at least play around. Let me see. Let me just see the file which I'm going to use today. Right, this one. One moment, I'm missing file from. All right, today we've got a 6 design of from one of our customer who is printing UJF 6042 UV printer. And last week they came into our premises regards to the printing printing their productions because one of their machine was down for a couple of days, and we always support with our demo machine to support their output, which is not a problem. But at that moment, customer came into for us. Didn't really have experience of how they allocate the white printing, the white layer besides the color printing. So I was helping out by going over the phone with our sales team. Right, today's file we've got is for example, this is for color printing. So the color printing, we've got the shape of the flower or plants, and we've got those text as well. And we also have the file with a different color, which is magenta, right? The reason customer, has created the file, the first layer with this color and second layer with, magenta. Well, it does not look like an actual print color to, actual color to print. However, there's a reason that customer is, making this file with magenta for printing with white. So I will tell you that later on. Second file, this is, the close to, first one, which has a plants and a text as well. And we've also got a magenta, for the white printing layer. And, another color job and a white job as well, right? So first, I'd like to explain our easiest step to print white or under or over the color, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to first import those files. The file I'm importing now is which drive is this one. And let me do PDF. And just to be simple, I'm going to show the only the first job, and I'm going to import only the color job, right? All right, today I'm selecting UCJB 300 full color plus white and clear ink set as their file output. So we have a possibility of creating a white layer as well. But there might be something different comparing to flatbed printing. But at least it works all right for white printing creations. All right, what we've got is I just opened the colored file from a customer, right? So I'd like to print this file with white, right? You have multiple ways to, create a white layer besides the color layer. The first way is you can use RasterLink to automatically generate the white layer. So this customer on the end, they've got a two separate file for white in several reasons. But what I'm showing now is the you can even create the white layer without making additional white layer. So having only the color file, you can create a white file automatically in the RasterLink. What you do is you have the button says special plate. In this special plate, this is the quickest way you can create the white layer to print with this color layer. What you have a choice is you have a choice of white and clear. It depends on what color configuration you have on your printer. If your printer has only 4 colors, you don't even have a choice of those special colors. But if you have either white, clear, or primer for UV flatbed, you have at least one choice of the white, or sometimes clear or primer, depends on what you have and how you register the printer into the RasterLink software. All right, today I'm going to put a white. Right, those are, the menu below automatically converted to white. And you can adjust the density from 0 to 100. The reason we've got two whites is because in this particular printer, UCJB 300 4 color plus white and clear, you have CMYK one channel each, but you have two white channel and two clear channel. So you can decide up to 200% of a white density comparing to one color. So if you have CMYK, combined job, but white, you can do twice more density than the CMYK. So that's the reason you have up to 100% times two channels. Here, what's important is created area, whole image, or valid pixel. What are the difference of this and what to choose? On the end, this job here, customer most likely wants to, put a valid pixel. Valid pixel is to create a white layer in wherever the color file has a data in each pixels or each the vector object. So it will create exactly the same shape of, because they are the vector file. So they are edited by Adobe Illustrator with just the edited lines and text and outlines. So if you do white, the white layer with a valid pixel, so it will create the data in wherever the object is. So which will be close to this one, but in addition to that, it will create a white layer in the bottom of this text. In RasterLink, there's nothing that you can specify, hey, I want a white under this, or I don't want a white under this. You can only choose, you can either do valid pixel where the pixel is located, or a whole image. Whole image means it will, the RasterLink will create, just a white rectangle data because you chose the whole image to be created. Let me just try once, valid pixel and create. Right, what's going to happen is you can see, just roughly, it's just create data with shadow, which is white data, where underneath or overlay of the colored data. Let me just delete that once to just prevent yeah, just to prevent confusions. But let me try again, making white and the whole image instead of a valid pixel. Right? In that case, it's just created a white job with just a gray thumbnail, but the same size as the colored file, same rectangle size. So that means it's just created the white to just make a flat out an entire image of artboard. Well, let me just go back and create a white for the valid pixel back. Right, the next job, next menu you have is executions. Or execution means that you can automatically composite the white layer as soon as RasterLink created the white layer job based on the colored job. You can let RasterLink automatically combine the white job against the color job. And you can also choose if you want to print white on the top and white on the bottom. When you need to print a white on the top, that's because when customer wants to print on acrylic or the white, acrylic or the any type of the clear material that customer would like to, see the object from a backside, which is the pure media side, like a window displays, window decors. That way, customer would like to have the color to be seen other side of the media. So you should have the white on the top of a color layer for when printing. But when you are printing like a colored media, for example, printing some graphic on the red vinyl, black vinyl, or sometimes gray vinyl, or even for the like a translucent media that the customer would like to see the utilize the colored media, the media color, and you have an object printed on top of it. Then you need to have the white on the bottom of the color. So those are two main usage for the white on the top or white on the bottom. But this time, for example, I'm gonna do white bottom just to be easy, to be simpler, because we do not need to reverse the image. All right, just let me go back to this composite automatically. The reason we have this the choice. Even most of the customer would like to combine the color and the white to print together, is because there is certain application that customer does not want to print the white and the color at the same time simultaneously. So there is some the material that once you print with white, the customer would like to go back to the some type of the post-curing system, for example, or post-coating system that customer would like to put something next to a white before printing the color. That way, customer would just like to make a separate job for color and white. So that way, you need to untick the composite automatically button. But most of our entry application, like printing keychains, printing just acrylic signage, or printing printing on a USB key, USB stick, and so on. That way, customer doesn't really for this promotional printing application, customer most likely does not have this the middle processing equipment. But then if you go to more to industrial customers, would like to just print something fast, then want to coat every another layers, then they might have a demand of doing separate job for white and color. Let me do the bottom white. Right, in that case, you can see this a little bridge, bridge line, which connects from a color layer and a white layer and created a white layer automatically. This means it's layered and yeah, it's basically ready to print. Just for your information though, just after creating white job automatically besides the color, either underlay or top, and before you print, there's some certain menu that you can play, which we call the special layer adjustment. What you can do in this special layer adjustment menu is what you can decide what order you want to print. Even this job, we created the color and print color and print white simultaneously. But there's certain customer needs this. So that's the reason we have this special color over print method, the menu. What you can choose is, it's default, choose as the special color and color because we underlay the white in the bottom. So this is the default, the special color and color printing. And the printer automatically recognize what's the order to print from behind to front side or front to behind, depends on the what the order of printing white and color. But we also have an option to print simultaneously. Printing simultaneously is sometimes customer would like to just have the on the purpose the milky CMYK color. So that that you can, well, in order to print on the white material, you can just reduce the CMYK density to make something milky. But in order to print onto the clear material, you can't just reduce the density of the CMYK to get it milky because there's no white components on underneath in the media. So sometimes customer would like to put a white just to mix up with color to make a milky effect for the color. If on that purpose, you can do simultaneously to print. Otherwise, we just go in special color and color printing. All right, the second menu we've got is position correction. The position correction for this menu is we've got first layer and second layer, right? What it is the white ink. Well, even you make the almost perfect adjustment for slant adjustment, position or stagger adjustment for the white and color printed, even for the drop position, drop position compromisation, the adjustment. But however, in somehow when printing something with RasterLink, you can see the white is bleeding on one direction, sometimes left and right, or left or right, sometimes front to back. Right, and when white is bleeding even 1/10 of the millimeter, customer can recognize very easily because white is really highlighted color comparing to CMYK. So customer may be able to point out you easily while you are service. But as long as you are sure that the head adjustment is done right, and the drop position adjustment is done right, but if the white is still bleeding, this is a menu that you can achieve to the the better registration between color and white. What you basically do is the on the basic, you only choose the white layer to move. Never move a color layer because color layer is where the machine knows where it is, and the customer also have their jig or the material to fix the position of it. So always keep in mind that you always, if you need to move a white, always move white. So click on the first layer, which is a white bottom, and then you can start correct the position, and you can how many pixels you want to move. All right, if you see the white is bleeding on the right side, which means you want to move the white to left side, which means the scan and the plus pixel. If you'd like to move right side, it's going to be a minus pixel. If you want to move to the bottom side, the front side, it's going to be a minus feeding pixel. If you want to move to front side, which will be plus feeding pixel. And you can see the every 1 pixel would move about 84 millimeter. And it will be changed depends on the resolution because because the pixel is based on 1 out of the whatever the resolution you are using. So for example, we currently selecting 600 dpi. That means 1 divided by 600. 1 inch divided by 600 dpi will be about 80 micron. So that's the reason that the 1 pixel is moving 80 micron for that. But if you see maybe 2/10 of the millimeter is bleeding, that way just between 2 pixels and 3 pixels, that will be plus minus 20% of the 20% of the 2/10 of the millimeter. All right, this is one way to adjust the position. But I just want to show you this one. I think it won't happen. Right. Depends on how you combine the white job. Sometimes it does not show you as the position correction, like a scan direction or feeding direction. But sometimes depends on the job, it will show you the instead of position correction, it's making a size correction, which you can do thinning or thickening of the adjustment. For example, if you've got instead of position correction menu, if you've got a size correction which is only thinning and thickening, what you do is you normally go to the thinning, right? Because you'd like to prevent the white bleeding in either way. That way you just do thinning for 1 or 2 pixels. That way you can see white bleeding goes more to the inside of the job. However, the other side, which white wasn't bleeded, and it's shrunk again, but the color is not as visible as the white for the bleeding. So you won't see any, customer won't see any problem if white is thinned more onto against the color layer, while you did a thinning for the white layer, which was bleeding on the color. So most likely you will be thinning for a couple of pixels until the white bleeds becomes less visible. I just can't remember exactly when it will show the position correction or when it will show the sizing correction. But if I was right, let me just try one thing. If I was right, if we've got the raster image like a photo, let me just open one of the photo. Do we have any JPEG? Do we have any JPEG somewhere? Let me just do this JPEG. I'm not sure what's inside. All right, luckily I've got a JPEG in here. So in JPEG, let's say that you make this white 100% valid pixel and create. Sorry, I need to composite. Yeah, it's still showing in a position. I thought that if you do JPEG and because it's the pixel instead of the object in PDF or EPS, so I thought that it will show you the menu for thinning and thickening, but sorry, it is 12 years ago when this, when this function was added. So I couldn't remember exactly, what is the definition to show if this is a sticking or thinning or the pixel, position adjustment. But however, this is a way to adjust the position of a white layer. Right after that, at least when you have the white job combined on over the overcoat, the top of the colored data, then do not forget to do a reverse. Right, because the most likely the people would like to print a white over the top of their color, would like to see through from other side of the printing, other side of the media. So that way, you are supposed to do a reverse the image, so you can see the the mirrored, you can see unmirrored job from other side of the media. Now, let me show you the next step. The next step is when any customer would like to print something on the color, but you do not want everything to be converted. That means this customer particularly would like to print only this area, this colored area with white, but just leaving this label without printing white. That way, what you need to do is go back to Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, and make another layer. When making another layer another artwork layer in Adobe Illustrator, you don't really need to make another file, but you just need to convert this to any type of the color, right? I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm saying even this customer has a magenta 100% for white layer, but I was saying that it can be any colors, right? Because we have two ways to convert this white layer job to white, right? This is what I'm showing now. I'm showing next. All right, what I'm going to do now is I will open the white job for this first lot. All right, I've just loaded the the job which was made for white, but it's still recognizing color, of course, because customer just put a magenta 100% for this job. All right, here's a reason why I say that it can be any colors, right? But on the purpose, customer has put this on the magenta, right? The reason customer has put magenta color is this. The quickest way to convert this, the magenta data to white is you go to job property, which is the information tab, go to job attribute, and change from full color to monocolor. Well, once you change to monocolor, there's a sub menu appeared. That's the you can basically convert from CMYK, any color of CMYK to what ink color is. So this is a monocolor option. So this monocolor option only allows you to change from either cyan, magenta, yellow, black, only one choice, to any mixture of their ink. So that way, I'm supposed to choose magenta because this information source, the color source is magenta, and you choose either one white or two whites, and click OK. That way, this is a most simple way to select this one single job to white. So there is no creation, generating the white job, the additional white job, but it's simply converting the one color to another color, right? So you can choose the white. The disadvantage of this job, this disadvantage of this. Let me just change back to full color here. Okay. The disadvantage of using this monocolor option is there is no choice to choose the density of an ink color. So the ink color applies to the actual image color. So if it's done by magenta 100%, it will be converted to 100% white and 100% white. If the basement, the source of the job is set as the magenta 50%, that way those two whites will be also 50% and 50%. So you don't have a control to choose the density of the output. All right, let me show you the another way to convert this. And this is the reason I say it can be any color. As long as this is the vector data with object data, you can finish with any colors for your job. It can be it can be purple, it can be CMYK 100%, it can be any colors as long as it is CMYK and it is a vector. Right? What you can do is instead of you stay in the information tab, you go to the color replacement icon, click that. So in this job preview, you can see what actual density of the color. And you can click anywhere on here, so it will also automatically list up what is the color concentration of the individual combination. So you've got, because, it's only made for the white and magenta 100%, so you can see magenta. But if you go to the, this, more busy data and go to a color replacement here, so you have, once you click, you have got the like 200, well, not 200, but probably, close to 100. Okay, let me see. I've got other people is coming. Oh, Nihal is coming. Nihal, can you please add me in? How do I add him in? Let me just try calling him from here. Can we call? Let me see. How can I call? Let me just call Nihal. Nihal, request to join. See if he can join. Oh, sorry. You guys don't see this display. So yeah, I'm just trying to connect Nihal, which would like to join us. While the Teams is calling, I'm gonna just put the I'm gonna just continue this. So this color replacement data, so it will list up all the color material. It's in this artwork. But in order to point out where you want to replace the color, just click here. So it will highlight where you are pointing, which color you are pointing out. The only problem is that if you would like to replace this color, but the same color is used on same CMYK configuration is used in somewhere else, it will be also converted. So you need to make sure on the artwork side that the color you want to replace is only the single color or just a single position that where you want to replace. Let me go back to this job. All right, what I'm gonna do is here, color replacement and choose the wherever, because it's all same the magenta data, and then you basically do replace. That way, even this is magenta 100%, you can change to the you can change to any ink configuration, any ink color combination on this job. So you can even do 50% white instead of the magenta 100%. You can do 50-50 for white. After you replace it, after you enter the color number, please do not forget to apply, click apply. So otherwise it will not override. All right, and you can confirm that there is a new ink configuration, the color configuration on the white. You can also click on the blink indication here to make sure that the where on this image was converted in this particular configuration. All right, once you've done that, you can just go back to the job window. All right, one thing you need to be worried about is even you change, as long as you change the color in this color replacement and color replacement menu, even with white, the job attribute is staying as their color. Right? So you need to know that hey, it's been converted to color because there's no indication about the white printing. And then if you want to combine this to the colored job, let me open again the color job. Combine so if you manually combine, even you create the white data, without a combination menu to be selected, you can just go this composition function and make sure that the white layer goes to whatever you want to whatever the direction you want, and click composite. Right, didn't composite. Print condition is different from a selected job. That's fine. Okay, just yes. All right, and it shows this job is not multi-layer printing setting, and you need to just check a setting on a layer, right? Because again, this this color replacement job still has their CMYK data as the artwork. So you need to have the additional care of the how the job is combined. So it says simultaneously. The reason it's saying it's because it's still it's converted to a special plate for the magenta job, but it still says the color and it still says color and special. So you need to tell printing a color and a special color. Even this job is saying hey, it's printing color and special. Don't worry, that's there because we already created converted the entire image to white. But the reason it ticks the color is because, for example, if customer has put this job, like I know the magenta to be print with the white, but you can put black, around here if customer would like to, print a black as well. So basically, this color, this color replacement function is most likely used. So most often used that's here if customer has got one job which includes the white part and the color part, not even layer, but then only on the left side, you want to print only white, and the right side, you want to print with the white, the color, or even white plus color. That way, you can do, as long as it's not fully combined with the white and the color, then you can do only one job, one artwork to print the white, the partly white and partly color. That's the reason that the that RasterLink is recognizing that this colored job might include something else other than magenta 100% that's supposed to be printing with the color. That's the reason it's showing, it's including, it might including color and the special as well. So that's the reason you need to tell the RasterLink if you want to print these two layers simultaneously, or color and special color, or you can even do color, special color, and color. This is only happening if you've got the additional color layer on the top of the white as well. So today I just went over the one of the most simple way to do white layered printing, and a bit advanced way to generate white layer from a color layer by using a color replacement, the color replacement function. Right. Lastly, what I'd like to show, do I have access to this? Let me see if I've got some data. Sorry, I might haven't been prepared well. Won't work. Let me just experiment with this one. As I said, that's there's a way to print the well. The reason we've got this color replacement is color replacement function is to partly replace. You can partly replace a white, partly replace the colored part to white, right? At this moment, this job only showing that it is only the one layer with color. But let me just try one thing, that this center, the blue color, to be changing to 100% white each. See what's going to happen. Right, I just created, converted this one particular file to 200% white. This way, you can see that it's not only used for one object, but it's expanded to the additional part like this. But let's say which is fine at this moment, is for just practical usage. After you convert this to white, then you have now it's creating this colored layer is combined by white and special color. And then you can change either you want to print simultaneously or color and special color, or special color and color. Well, this is only one job, so you have you can do both ways, because I didn't combine this file from more than 2 files for the color and white, but then only one file does have the white and color. But just looking at this job here, because it's not gonna print the the blue for this part anyway, because I just created to white 200% instead of blue. So there's no point printing the printing color and special color or special color and color as a 2 layers. So we can do simultaneous printing for printing white part is white part and the color part is color part, but you can do printing at the same time. However, let me show you this way. What I'd like to do is what I would like to print white highlight. What I meant is I'd like to print even this blue, but adding white on underneath, right? What I can do here is just remember what's the ink input color, cyan, magenta 100% each. And you have a black 55%. So I'm going to just copy this one. 100% cyan, magenta, 0 for yellow, and black 55. But you still keep 200% white in here and apply. That means on this particular color, it will print blue, but you can also print white. Right, then we go back to the special color layer function, the adjustment. Right, at this moment, we still have a choice of simultaneous printing or color, special color, or special color and color. If you want to do milky blue, because you print the same time white and blue, that way it's just going to be milky color. If you want that on the purpose, just keep it simultaneously. But if you'd like this blue part to be highlighted with a white underneath, or white on the top of it, because you are printing on a colored material, clear material. That way, you can change this special color adjustment to either color special color or special color and color. This way, on this particular job, it will print white highlighted on this on this blue part. If you want to do the same, let's say if you'd like to print the white underneath of entire this Mimaki, Mimaki object on the center. Well, it's probably easier. You go back to the Illustrator and to print something magenta, and you can convert with the white later on. But if you don't have access to Illustrator, what you can do is you can choose individual, color material and just change to the same color configuration and adding 100% white and apply. So you've got another part applied with the white. The only problem is that if you've gotten here, this is CMYK 0%. All right, CMYK 0% can also be the background. So if you do CMYK 0% to change to white 100%. Well, in this data, it says it will apply to the wherever it's inside of their data, but please remember that the PDF is okay, but EPS, the anywhere in empty is also known as the CMYK 0%. That way, you might think that the this empty area will also be printed with a white 100%. So you just need to be, you need to be careful about, the converting CMYK 0% area to white 100% or white 200%. All right, that's basically it for today's white replacement webinar. Let me just stop the recording.